that'll be affecting the region, and with the temperatures that are currently over the area as well, it's going to set up for a quite tricky forecast in terms of the precipitation type, as the freezing level at the freezing temperatures at the surface and in the lower 5,000 feet is going to be varying from north to south over the local area over the next 24 to 48 hours. Yesterday across the region, 51 degrees was the warm spot at our nation's capital here at Wallops. We had a high of 49 degrees. Salisbury was the coolest at 31 degrees last night, and then here at Wallops go down to a low of 35. Langley saw some rainfall this morning at 100th of an inch, and currently we have cloudy skies across much of the area except for Norfolk, where they are experiencing light rain currently. Current upper air sounding from this morning showing a north to northeasterly wind at 14 knots at the 1,000-foot level. And then increasing as we go up through the column, where we have our wind max at the 20,000-foot level out of a west-southwesterly direction at 86 knots. And then those winds drop off fairly steeply as we have our wind max, or wind out of the southwest at the 25,000-foot level at 9 knots. Our freezing level this morning as of 12Z was at 3,000 feet. Surface analysis from this morning, having the cold front that has remained stalled over the just off the southeastern coastline, remain in that area. However, this will begin to push back north today and allow for the shower activity that's just north of the frontal boundary, with several impulses right along it to push farther north and providing us with shower activity closer to noontime today, and then continuing through the afternoon into this evening. And then we'll have some cooler temperatures also being infected into the region, which will allow for some snow to mix in with rain later this afternoon, and then potentially changing to all snow as we head into the later portions of this evening. Current satellite radar imagery showing some weak returns over the area. However, with the dry air that's in place currently in the lower 3,000 feet, that rain's having a difficult time reaching the ground. However, we will become saturated as we go throughout the next couple hours, and should start to see some rainfall occurring. And again, that looks like it's going to be, the best chances are going to be closer to noon, and then rain becoming likely after the noontime hour, potentially mixing with snow. It looks like it's going to hold off until after about 3 o'clock this afternoon, when that rain-snow mix really starts to occur. So as we look at our Friday PM planner, again, the model chart here depicting a rain-snow mix over the local area, which looks like it's going to be the predominant precip as we go throughout the later portions of this afternoon. And then about after 6 o'clock this evening, we'll start to see that rain-snow mix actually become more snowfall. That'll continue into the later portions of this evening, where we could actually see some periods of sleet, maybe even some mixing rain, or freezing rain, make its way into the area before changing over to a rain-snow mix, and then eventually all rain after midnight tonight. We have the model chart, again, that's depicting fairly similar to what I just described, and into tomorrow morning, we'll have another area of low pressure that'll be skirting Cape Hatteras and moving off to the northeast, and with the strong northeasterly flow that's expected to develop over the region, should affect more warmer temperatures over the region and allow for more rainfall, potentially even seeing periods of heavy rainfall during the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. So any snow accumulation that we see later this evening in the early overnight hours looks like it's going to be pretty much wiped out by the potential heavy rainfall. And then on the backside of this system, it looks like we could see snow mix back in over the area, and could potentially see another light accumulation over the grassy surfaces. The main areas farther north and northwest look like they're more likely to see heavier amounts of snow, or more snowfall amounts, like up in the Salisbury area and places up in Dorchester County, like Cambridge, and also into portions of Delaware as well, could see higher amounts of snowfall. So we head into Sunday, that low pressure system will be well off the coast, and we'll have high pressure building back into the area. The upper level trough that's associated with the system will swing through Saturday night into Sunday. Can't rule out the chance that we do see some AM flurries and possible light snow showers, but no accumulation expected. It will just be a fairly cold day and breezy as well for us on Sunday. So as we look at the next 24 hours, likely scenario of rainfall after 12 p.m. this afternoon and continuing through tomorrow morning. We'll also have, again, the chances for rain-snow mix, as temperatures will be dropping down into the mid to upper 30s during the afternoon here, and into early this evening. Winds look to be fairly light, north-northeasterly, 4 to 8 knots, shifting more to a north-northwesterly of 4 to 8 knots, and then northerly as we get past 4 o'clock. With those light winds and the temperatures dropping, again, we'll see rain-snow mix change over to snow. It looks like the best chance is going to be around 6 o'clock this evening. And we'll see some moderate snowfall potential over the area. I can't rule out the chance that we do pick up an inch, maybe a little bit more in the local area before we start to see more of a rain-snow mix develop again after 10 p.m. That's possibly where we could see some sleet, maybe even some freezing rain mix in as well. Around 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, that's when we'll see the warm nose of warm air really move over the local Wallops area, and that looks to change all of the precip over to rainfall during the overnight hours, and we could see the potential for some heavy rainfall as well. And that will be temperatures hovering in the mid to upper 30s, with northeasterly winds also picking up at about 9 to 14 knots. That warm nose looks like it could make its way as far northwesterly as Salisbury, so there is the potential up in those areas as well that they could be dealing with a sleet or a freezing rain heading into daybreak tomorrow morning, and that'll continue into the early morning or the mid-morning hours, on Saturday. But for here at Wallops, expecting rainfall through much of the overnight hours into tomorrow morning, potentially seeing maybe a rain-snow mix develop again right around 8 a.m. Tomorrow morning. For the next couple days, Saturday, seeing rain possibly mixing with snow early, then transitioning to snow during the afternoon. Well, could potentially have light snow accumulations on the grassy surfaces. All in all, we could see dusting to about 2 inches of snow, and that's over the course of the entire event. Keep in mind that with that rainfall potential overnight tonight, that'll wipe out any accumulations that we do have this evening into the early overnight hours, and then we have the potential again for a little bit more snow accumulation again on the backside of the system Saturday afternoon into the early evening. We'll have a high of 38 degrees, but that'll be during the morning, and we'll be temperatures dropping throughout the remainder of the day, and we'll also be fairly breezy as well. It's good to see winds touching that 30 mile per hour mark for us on Saturday and continuing through Saturday night into Sunday. Saturday night, again, that base of the trough will be rotating through the region, could spark off a flurry or a light snow shower. It'll be mostly cloudy and breezy with a low of 31 degrees, and then on Sunday, with high pressure building into the region, we'll have mostly sunny skies and breezy conditions with a high of 39 degrees. For the 7-day forecast, we'll have, again, high pressure overhead for both Sunday and Monday. Temperatures warm back up on Monday up into around 47 degrees with high pressure moving offshore. And we'll have a cold front that'll be approaching the region on Tuesday. Can't rule out the chance that we could see a light rain snow mix Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and then potentially some light snow showers for us on Wednesday. As you can see, temperatures dropping down into the mid-30s. And then on Thursday, high pressure building back into the area. We'll get up to a high of 41 degrees. Going back to the system that'll be affecting us over the next 48 hours, the official snowfall map that was issued just before 10 a.m. this morning, showing around a trace to 2 inches of snow over most of the peninsula, and including Wallops. And then as you get just south of Pocomoke City and just south of Fruitland, we'll have a 2 to 4 inch mark possible for snow amounts over the next 48 hours. And again, a lot of these are going to be predicated on the rainfall that could occur overnight tonight. As you get farther north, it's less likely that you'll see rain, more likely that you'll see more freezing rain to frozen precipitation with this event going into tomorrow, and then 4 to 6 inches north of including Fruitland, and northwest back into Cambridge and those areas where they could see upwards of 4 to 6 inches. Farther northwestward, they could see even more than that. And again, this is all going to be predicated on how far northwest the warm air is actually able to penetrate. But we'll have to we'll continue to monitor, and we'll have another snowfall update for us at 4 o'clock this afternoon. That'll be emailed out to the base for your viewing pleasure. Well, that'll conclude the weather briefing for today. We'll be back with you Monday morning at 10 a.m. or at 8:15 for your daily operations weather briefing. Have a great day.